After just a couple of days in Tbilisi, we couldn't resist diving deeper into what Georgia is most famous for. Its wine.
We finally get to taste the wine.
Georgia is the birthplace of winemaking, with traditions stretching back over 8,000 years. And we signed up for a day trip to Kakheti with Eat This Tours to see it for ourselves. From wandering the colorful streets of Signagi, known as the City of Love, to meeting families who's been making wine in traditional clay pots for generations. Every stop felt more authentic than the last. The food, the views, the hospitality, it was all incredible. And let's just say that by the end of the day, we were a little bit more than tipsy.
Knock, knock, knocking on heaven's door.
This is Georgia at its warmest, richest, and most unforgettable. Welcome to Kakheti.
It's a man's shot of Georgia.
Georgie, nice to meet you.
I am very excited for today because today we actually have left the city of Tbilisi and we are exploring the wine region of Georgia. There's a couple of reasons why we really wanted to come to this one, and number one is that Georgia has the oldest recorded history of winemaking than any other country. And the second reason that we really wanted to do a tour like this is because we've done two tours in Tbilisi, one food tour, one walking tour, and both guides emphasize how much Georgians love to drink wine. So we're gonna get like a little bit of a local wine, and the first thing our guide from Eat This Tours said to us was, I'm gonna get you guys really drunk today, so get ready. We've just made it to our first winery for today. We're actually going to be visiting 3 different wineries today. We're also going to be having lunch, and we're actually also going to be having dinner with a local family, and we're going to be having a supra. Supra is like a big feast that the locals have. So I'm really excited to like get into it. So not just a wine tour, it's also a lot of a cultural tour as well.
This is incredible. Wow. Oh my God.
Start, washing part, in the middle wine is poured, then cork, and finally labeling.
Wow.
Then 1,000 bottles per hour.
1,000 hours.
Okay, we've done a few winery tours in our days, and we've never seen one of the machines that actually fill the bottles and cork them and do all of that, so it's very exciting.
Style, traditional style, and new style, classic style.
Okay, so we saw how it was made, more or less. Now the best part, trying it out. So let's go and try this wine.
Today we gotta taste in this winery 6 different wines and 1 heavy artillery, Jaja. That's why we have these tiny shots over here. And the most common grape variety in this region called Tsvane. Tsvane because in Georgian language we call green. Tsvane means green.
So Georgia's been giving us lessons on how to pair the different wines we've been tasting from this winery with our different foods. So we've got this Georgian cheese, which is actually, it looks soft, but it's really hard and it's so salty.
Which one do you like most?
It's actually really good. And then we're supposed to pair it with this wine. This isn't an amber wine though, is it?
Actually we call it amber wine.
It is? Okay.
I will introduce you now the 4th wine. It's called Ojaleshi. And Ojaleshi is the wine which comes from west part of Georgia. So this particular one comes from South Kino village, which is 50 kilometers away from the Black Sea. And because of the climate, it has lower sweetness, higher acidity because of the humid.
Oh, this is so good. Wow.
Now go for this beautiful wine, please. Take a bigger one.
More wine, Max.
The food and the wine has to be equal to each other. And now again go back to the food and again to the wine until the wine doesn't end in your glass.
I love
More in the bottle. More in the bottle.
Wow. Honestly, everything on this table is delicious.
So Chacha have the technique to have. You should have it like a tequila. You should inhale first, hold it, don't exhale. Have a shot in one go, the whole thing, whatever I will pour in your glasses now. And then breathe out by the mouth, not by the nose, to enjoy the flavors coming up from the belly. And then you will ask me after 3 minutes, can I have one more Chacha, please?
Okay.
Because your happiness will be boosted up. Let's do it.
I will probably have to be holding the camera from now on because Jacqueline is going to be too drunk.
That was actually okay. That's okay.
I can't believe the first stop we just had. We just literally had 6 glasses of wine. Not wine tastings, actual proper sized glasses. Plus a shot of Cha-Cha, which I only drank half of because Georgie said as soon as we got in the van today that he was going to get us very drunk today, and he was not messing around when he said that, because guys, after 6 glasses of wine, even with a big meal, I'm feeling a little sloshed. But luckily we have a 1-hour drive until our next stop, so I will be able to get maybe a little bit of a nap in, maybe sober up a little bit before we drink some more wine. That was a very windy road after a very big lunch and a lot of wine. Alright, we have come to Signagi, which is actually spelt sighnaghi, but pronounced Signagi. And actually this is considered the most romantic town in Georgia. So apparently it's very popular for weddings. They have like a wedding, not like a chapel, but like a registration building. And right now we are walking up to the old wall of Signagi. And the reason it's so popular for tourists is because it is the largest fortification in Europe.
I did not expect to see this today on this tour. Wow! That was really cool, but now it's time for our second wine tasting.
These are tastes, but you can.
That's my friend. And I have a right to serve his product to you for free.
Perfect, thank you. So this is the bold one?
This is Melana, a grape variety called Melana, which is very rare. And not many families grow these grapes. And he makes it very dry and tanninic.
Oh, this is solid.
This is very different to the wines that we've been tasting at the winery so far. This is very much homemade, but we have learned that a lot of Georgians actually grow their own grapes, or if they don't grow their own grapes, they will buy grapes from a farm and they'll actually make their own wine in-house. It's kind of like a pretty somewhat popular thing to do here, rather than just buying wine from the shop, which is very interesting. So I guess this is a part of the culture of making your own wine.
Unusual limoncello, like Jacqueline would say.
Almond?
I mean, yeah.
Okay, what about you?
Oh.
Lucidomelia.
Oh.
It's like gasoline.
Wow, this is
much. Diesel.
petrol.
Broom, broom, broom.
Oh god.
Wow.
Smell it first and then you
How many
decide.
shots have you had
Yeah,
standing here?
6.
Oh my god.
Oh.
How interesting is this building?
Kamarjoa.
Mr. Ilya and Archil, they are the cousins actually who are running this business together here. Let's go inside. So, as I said, you see that these are the clay pots. They are made from clay, actually. Big amphoras, and they are this egg shape. The clay pots, making the wine in clay pots, started very, very much long time ago. I'm even
afraid to just mention this time. It is 8,000 years. All the artifacts of the clay pot with the traces of the wine. Since this is the oldest findings in the world, everybody, especially the scientific circles, decided to call the country of Georgia as a cradle of wine, where the first wine was made ever.
So we've come to a natural winery here in Signagi, and we just had the best tour. I learned so much. So they only make wine the natural way, so they don't add any sulfates or egg whites or enzymes, which apparently are all things that added to wine that we had no idea about. After learning how the sparkling wine is made, which honestly just blew our mind, this is like, it's so much nicer to taste it after you learn about it. And also the two owners of this winery were just the best. They were just so lovely. And we chatted to them after the tour and they gave us like little bits of extra information. They're just so nice. But got my juice.
After that will be the ancestral Georgian method, which includes use of the skins of the grape in the white wine making. That's why the wine, at the end, wine becomes the not white color, but this color which is very close to the amber stone. That's why we call it the amber wine in Georgian. A lot of people started now to call it orange wine.
The last stop was so gorgeous and the wine was amazing and the lunch was amazing, but this stop had soul. And like just the owners were just amazing. I loved chatting with them and the wine was delicious, but yeah, just like had heart and soul, you know what I mean? But anyway, we have another stop on this tour, and even if you're not gonna do the tour with Eat This, which we will link below and like already 100% recommend, even though the tour is not over, then definitely if you're coming to Signagi, check out this winery because yeah, you're just gonna have a good time here, guys. Let's go.
Waste the branches. We use them to make a fire. It gives us amazing charcoal, which we use for making the barbecue. And it's very special, just fresh meat without marination, just only salt. That's it.
So we got told when we just arrived, the barbecue here is not made from charcoal, it's actually made from the grapevines. So they have to go to the vineyard, cut the grapevines and bring them back before you can barbecue, otherwise it's not authentic.
You can join my brother. There's
Wow.
kind of wines.
Oh, look at this one, it's like cloudy.
Serious glass.
Big glass.
That's a man's shot of cha-cha. So exhale.
So inhale, shot, drink, and then exhale.
Come on, guys. Let's go. Let's switch to another wine.
Okay. Go on.
And first of all, try cha-cha, okay?
Absolutely. Okay, so just give you guys a quick update because we kind of like just arrived and jumped straight into things. We have arrived at our third stop here today. And yes, it is a winery, as in they make wine, but this is a backyard winery. So basically we've been welcomed into a local's home who also make amazingly delicious wine. We've already tasted this one here. You can tell like it's a lot more cloudy, it's a lot less filtered than the other wines we've been drinking, but honestly, it's delicious. And they're actually going to be cooking us a barbecue at dinner, which is a traditional barbecue thing. It's not something that you can go and I guess like just eat at the restaurants. You can't have that same experience, so we're doing it inside a local home. Honestly, they're amazing. They've really welcomed us. They just have 5 of the queries where you age the wine, the clay pots that go underground, and they just have a small collection of wine. They're not like a big commercial winery or even as big as the natural winery that we were in, which were very small. They're very much a family run backyard business. So we're getting to experience a traditional locals way of life. And one of the reasons that this is so cool is because there's something like around about 80% of Georgians actually make their own wine in their own backyard. It's really ingrained into their culture and their way of life. So getting to experience wine that is made in a backyard and have a feast, a supra with them, is like the perfect introduction to the local way of life. So it's amazing. It's been an amazing tour.
Time for the real deal now.
It's a celebration because it's a celebration of the hospitality itself. Because now the guests came in this house. It's a big celebration. The guests came, and the guest at home means the God at home. So how can you save your power, anything from the kitchen? You're taking and you're celebrating, you know. And that's why this looks like different. Then, for example, like the restaurant that you have like in your plate some amount of food. But the main idea is not the food. The main idea is the sharing of the personalities and emotions and getting to know each other. And we need all these things are the supportive stuff that we need for this.
Okay, so we have come to do a supra at this local family's home. So we've just been invited into their dining room and they've prepared this amazing meal for us. So we're gonna have the barbecue pork. We've got tomatoes, we've got potatoes, we've got bread, and of course we have wine. But one of the most important traditions of the supra is that you have what's called a toastmaster who kind of, I guess, controls the environment. He's the one that's responsible for making sure everyone has enough wine, everyone has enough food, and that everyone's enjoying themselves as well. So our host is our toastmaster, so we're gonna get like a really authentic Georgian family feast experience, which is amazing.
Meat on the fire, but the fire is special, meat is special, way of making is special, and so on and so on. And tell me your opinion. Enjoy with your meal.
Cheers, George. Thank you for showing us around.
Thank
you.
Yes, thank you.
Sorry.
Big pleasure.
Nice to meet you.
Knock, knock, knock it on heaven's door. Knock, knock, knocking on heaven's door. It's a big deal.
Well, beautiful people, it's actually the next day.
It's actually the day after the next day.
After the next day. That's how long we needed to recover.
We definitely got all the way to Tbilisi to end that video. Plus, it was really dark, and it just wasn't the time to end it and give you our real thoughts on the tour, which is honestly 10 out of 10.
Yeah,
each of the
so
different
nice.
wineries we went to was so unique, and we had such a different experience at each of the stops. It's so far our highlight of Georgia. Even though we've only been in Tbilisi and now we've just been to the Kakheti region, today we're off on another adventure, so who knows, it might be topped in one of our next videos, but so far 10 out of 10. A huge thank you to Eat This Tours because they really nailed that one.
And Georgie was so knowledgeable. Honestly, he's the most knowledgeable guy in terms of wine that we've ever had as a guide.
Yeah, super passionate.
So if you want to do this tour, there'll be a QR code somewhere on this page where I can fit it. Otherwise, in the description. If you're thinking of coming to Georgia, to Tbilisi, go and do this because you will not regret it.
Thank you guys so much for watching. We are off. We're leaving Tbilisi today and we're actually heading to the mountain region of Kazbegi, which I'm very excited about. So we'll see you in the next one.
Bye.